I just want to recommend this channel. The guy's called A.R. Hayes, and I can't read that, it's so tiny, but I think it's a convict, it's not a convict, is it a convict speaks or a convict's opinion or something like that. So this guy is an ex-convict, and I don't know why he went to prison in the first place. I don't know if he says that in any of his episodes, but he hasn't elaborated in the episodes that I've listened to. He hasn't elaborated fully. What I think, I'm pretty sure he has mentioned burglary. So he'd have a good idea about, and this guy's on the straight and narrow now. He's really trying to pull his life together. And I think his opinion, considering that he's been in similar situations, is pretty useful. Well, if I wanted to get advice on how to fix my car, I'd go to a mechanic. I wouldn't go to a car salesman, put it that way. So I think somebody who actually walks the walk is a pretty useful person to speak to, to listen to, or even to speak to be honest. To be honest, am I being honest enough? I can't stop saying it. So I'm just going to play a little clip of this, and I'm going to put his... I haven't watched all of this video actually, so I'll put one of the ones that I have watched, so I know I can fully recommend it. I'll put one of the ones I have watched into the description, and I'll put this one in as well, just so that you can, if it sounds like something that you would be interested in listening to, then go ahead and go over to him and have a listen, because I do think it's worth listening to his opinion. And he sort of talks things through, and why he walks through in a couple of episodes the actual commissioning of the crime. He's not doing anything brutal, but he's just like literally walking it through so that you can sort of think it through with him, and I think it's really valuable. Anywho, so at the moment he's talking about Emma. Keep amalgamating people's names. Emma Bailey, and he's just finishing talking about Emma Bailey, and then he's going on to, I think his name's Jesse James Bailey, but he will say, so have a listen.
One day and released, and she's actually never been heard from since. So in that case, typically what that means is that is an actual informant, possibly somebody that gave up information to past charges. And again, this is going to tie into a major point that I'm going to speak upon right now. Jesse James Bailey, no relation to Emma Bailey. He was a correctional officer at a major prison institution there in Idaho. He was arrested and detained as the ringleader of one of the largest drug busts within the state of Idaho. Known Aryan Brotherhood supremacist, and his wife was also a correctional officer and arrested within discharge, but she had left the penitentiary a couple of years ago prior to their arrest in these charges. Now, these charges were major charges. Major drug bust, major amount of weapons, and everything that I spoke upon in regards to both Maddie Mogan's stepmother, and Xana Kernodle being arrested and somehow getting off on their major charges with very light sentences like rehab or no charges whatsoever. Everything dropped. Then we're talking about Emma Bailey. So, everything transpired arrest-wise in March for Xana Kernodle's mother, for Emma Bailey, Demetrius Robinson, and it just so happens at the end of the month, the king ringleader of major drug distribution and violent crimes, Jesse James Bailey, was arrested in the end of March.
Okay, yeah, so I'll put it into the description. Yeah, he says the old canoodle. He makes the old canoodle mistake. But I'm sure he'll pick up on that as he goes along. Yeah, I recommend giving him a whirl. So that is my Sunday recommendation. I have other stuff in the pipeline, but it's all I've got stuff coming out of my ears, and I'm trying to put it together, and I've had the headache from Hal all day long, which was brought on yesterday by my horrendous sitting in a car for 6 hours waiting for a recovery truck, and then the recovery truck turned up with these really bright flashing lights and just sent me into this migrainous mess, which seems to have just rolled over into today, and I can't shake it. So I've just got a little bit of, a wee recommendation today. And to be fair, what I'm trying to put together is a mammoth task. So it might be something that I'm sort of working on over at least a few days. So I'll just be putting out bits and bobs in the meantime. But there is something that I'm deep diving into at the moment that I'll be bringing to you as soon as is humanly possible. So hope you have a lovely rest of your Sunday, if everybody's in Sunday. I don't know if we've got any Australians here. Are you in Sunday now? I don't know if I can never remember if you're ahead of us or behind us, or I'm not good with time zones. Anyway, have a lovely rest of whatever day you are on, or in, yeah. TTFN.